What if I told you that a Roman emperor who had access to everything money could buy, unlimited power, wealth, and pleasure, chose instead to live by 5 simple principles that could transform your mind forever? Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the ancient world, discovered something that modern neuroscience is only now proving: that true mental clarity doesn't come from what you have, but from how you think. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you the exact 5 lessons that helped him rule an empire while maintaining perfect inner peace. Lessons that can help you develop unshakable mental clarity in our chaotic modern world. But before we dive into these life-changing insights, I need you to do something that will literally rewire your brain for success. Hit that subscribe button right now, not just because it helps the channel, but because when you commit to learning something new, your brain releases dopamine and creates new neural pathways that make you more receptive to wisdom. And here's what I promise you. If you stay until the end of this video, I'll give you a powerful daily practice that Marcus Aurelius used every morning. A practice that takes just 2 minutes, but can completely transform how you handle stress, anxiety, and difficult decisions. This isn't just philosophy, this is practical neuroscience that works. Marcus Aurelius wasn't just any philosopher sitting in an ivory tower. He was the emperor of Rome from 161 to 180 AD, the last of the 5 good emperors, commanding the most powerful empire in human history. While leading armies, managing political crises, and dealing with plagues and wars, he still found time to write what would become one of the most influential books ever written, Meditations. But here's what's fascinating. His private journal wasn't meant for publication. These were his personal thoughts, his daily mental training exercises, his way of staying rational and clear-minded while the world around him was falling apart. And that's exactly what we need today, isn't it? In a world of information overload, social media chaos, and constant stress, we need the mental tools that help the most powerful man in the ancient world stay calm, focused, and rational. And speaking of mental tools, stick around because I'm going to share with you the specific morning routine that Marcus Aurelius used. A routine that modern psychologists say can reduce anxiety by up to 40% in just 1 week. Lesson 1. Train your perception. Let me start with the most powerful lesson that changed my life completely. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed." Think about that for a moment. He's not saying bad things won't happen to you. He's saying you have complete control over how those things affect you. Here's the science behind this. Your brain doesn't actually experience reality directly. Everything you experience is filtered through your perception, your interpretation, your mental framework. Neuroscientists call this cognitive appraisal, and it's the difference between someone who sees a job rejection as devastating failure versus someone who sees it as valuable feedback and redirection. Marcus Aurelius understood something that took modern psychology 2,000 years to prove. The event itself is neutral. Your interpretation of the event is what creates your emotional response. Let me give you a practical example. Last week, I was stuck in traffic for 2 hours because of an accident. My first instinct was frustration, anger, thinking about all the time I was wasting. But then I remembered Marcus Aurelius and asked myself, how can I reframe this? Instead of seeing it as wasted time, I saw it as unexpected time to listen to an audiobook, a chance to practice patience, an opportunity to be grateful I wasn't in the accident, time to think and reflect without distractions. Same situation, completely different experience. The Stoics had a powerful exercise called turning the obstacle upside down. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Here's how you can apply this immediately. The perception training protocol. When something bad happens, pause and ask, what's my interpretation here? Challenge that interpretation. Is this necessarily bad, or am I making it bad? Find 3 alternative ways to view the situation. Choose the interpretation that empowers you and helps you grow. This isn't positive thinking or denial. This is rational thinking. This is taking control of the one thing you always have control over, your mind. Lesson 2. Master Emotional Regulation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Stop allowing your emotions to override what your mind tells you. Stop being hypocritical, self-centered, and irritable. Now, here's what he's not saying. He's not saying emotions are bad or that you should suppress them. That's actually dangerous and leads to psychological problems. What he's teaching is emotional regulation, the ability to feel your emotions fully while not being controlled by them. Modern neuroscience shows us that emotions originate in the limbic system, the ancient part of our brain designed for survival. But we also have the prefrontal cortex, the rational brain that can observe and redirect emotional energy. Marcus Aurelius was essentially teaching cognitive behavioral therapy 1,800 years before it was invented. Here's the key insight. Emotions are information, not instructions. When you feel anger, that's information that something important to you has been threatened or violated. But the emotion itself doesn't tell you what to do about it. That's where your rational mind comes in. The Stoic Emotional Regulation Method. Step 1. Acknowledge. I notice I'm feeling angry right now. Step 2. Investigate, what is this emotion telling me? What need or value is being threatened? Step 3. Redirect. How can I use this emotional energy constructively? Let me share a personal story. A few months ago, I discovered that a business partner had been dishonest about finances. My first reaction was pure rage. I wanted to call him immediately and unleash my anger. But I remembered Marcus Aurelius and asked, how can I redirect this anger constructively? Instead of an emotional confrontation, I used the anger as motivation to thoroughly investigate the situation, channeled the energy into documenting everything carefully, approached the conversation from a place of clarity rather than emotion, ultimately resolved the situation much more effectively. The anger was still there, but I was directing it rather than being directed by it. And this connects directly to that morning practice I promised you, because Marcus Aurelius had a specific way of preparing his mind each day to handle emotions like this. Keep watching, because I'm about to reveal that exact practice. Lesson 3. Apply the Dichotomy of Control. This is perhaps the most practical and immediately useful Stoic concept. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The dichotomy of control is simple but revolutionary. Everything in life falls into one of two categories: things you can control, things you cannot control. And here's the life-changing part. You should only spend mental and emotional energy on category 1. Think about how much mental energy you waste worrying about what people think of you, the weather, traffic, the economy, other people's decisions, the past, the future. None of these are under your direct control. What is under your control? Your thoughts, your actions, your responses, your effort, your character, your choices in this moment. The control audit exercise. Take any situation causing you stress right now and write it down. Then create 2 columns. Column 1, what I can control. Column 2, what I cannot control. Be brutally honest. Most of what we stress about belongs in column 2. For everything in column 2, practice what Marcus Aurelius called the more fatty love of fate. This doesn't mean being passive or giving up. It means accepting reality as it is so you can respond effectively rather than wasting energy fighting what cannot be changed. For everything in column 1, this is where you focus all your energy and attention. Let me give you a real example. I have a friend who was laid off from his job last year. He spent weeks angry about the company's decision, the unfairness of it, the timing, the economy, all things in column 2. When he finally applied the dichotomy of control, he realized he could control how quickly he started job searching, the quality of his applications, his networking efforts, his skill development during the transition, his attitude and energy in interviews. Within 6 weeks of shifting his focus to column 1, he had 3 job offers. This isn't magic. This is the power of focused energy and rational thinking. Lesson 4. Live by the Four Cardinal Virtues. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Keep constantly in mind in how many things you yourself have witnessed changes. The universe is transformation. Our life is what our thoughts make it. The Stoics believed that virtue, excellence of character, was the only true good. Everything else was either bad, vice, or indifferent, neither good nor bad. The four cardinal virtues that guided Marcus Aurelius were: 1. Wisdom, Sophia, the ability to navigate complex situations and make good decisions. This isn't just book knowledge, it's practical wisdom, the ability to see clearly and think rationally. 2. Justice, Dichotomy, doing what's right, not just what's legal or profitable. This includes fairness, honesty, and contributing to the common good. 3. Courage, Andrea, not the absence of fear, but action in spite of fear. This includes physical courage, but more importantly, moral courage, the willingness to do what's right even when it's difficult. 4. Temperance, Sophrosyne, self-control and moderation, the ability to resist immediate gratification for long-term benefit. Here's what's powerful about this framework. When you're facing any difficult decision, you can ask yourself, what would wisdom suggest? What would justice require? What would courage look like? What would temperance counsel? These questions cut through confusion and emotional noise to help you see the right path forward. The virtue-based decision-making process. Identify the decision or challenge. Apply the 4 virtue filters. Choose the action that aligns with all 4 virtues. Act with confidence, knowing you've chosen the rational path. This isn't just philosophical theory. Studies show that people who make decisions based on clear values and principles report higher life satisfaction, less anxiety, and better long-term outcomes. Lesson 5. Maintain the view from above. Marcus Aurelius frequently practiced what he called the view from above, imagining himself from a cosmic perspective to maintain proper proportion and clarity. He wrote, as Plato said, the one who would discourse on man should survey, as from some high watchtower, the things of earth. This practice serves several crucial functions. 1. Perspective correction. When you're in the middle of a crisis, it feels like the end of the world. But from a cosmic view, you realize that this too shall pass, and that your current problems are temporary and manageable. 2. Ego reduction. Seeing yourself as a small part of a vast universe helps reduce ego-driven decisions and reactions. You stop taking everything so personally. 3. Interconnection awareness. You begin to see how your actions affect others and how you're part of a larger whole. This naturally leads to more ethical and rational behavior. The view from above practice. Several times a day, especially when stressed or overwhelmed. 1. Zoom out spatially. Imagine viewing your situation from increasingly higher perspectives. Your room, your building, your city, your country, your continent, your planet, your solar system. Zoom out temporally. Ask yourself, will this matter in 10 years? In 100 years? In 1,000 years? Zoom out relationally. Consider how many people are dealing with similar or worse challenges right now. This isn't meant to minimize your problems or make you feel insignificant. It's meant to give you proper perspective so you can respond rationally rather than reactively. And this brings us perfectly to that powerful morning practice I promised you. Because Marcus Aurelius combined all these lessons into a daily routine that took just minutes but transformed his entire mindset. Stay with me, because this is the practical application that ties everything together. The Marcus Aurelius morning practice. Every morning, Marcus Aurelius would spend a few minutes preparing his mind for the day ahead. Based on his meditations, here's the exact practice you can use. The 2-minute morning mental preparation. Minute 1. Perspective and acceptance. Remind yourself that today will bring challenges, difficult people, and unexpected events. Accept this in advance, rather than being surprised or frustrated. Remember that you cannot control these external events, only your responses. Minute 2. Virtue and purpose. Ask yourself, how can I practice wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance today? Set an intention to contribute to the common good. Remind yourself that your character is the only thing that truly belongs to you. Marcus Aurelius would literally write these thoughts down each morning. Modern research shows that writing activates different neural pathways than just thinking, making the practice more effective. The evening review. Each night, Marcus Aurelius would review his day. What went well? Where did I act according to virtue? Where did I let emotions override reason? What can I learn for tomorrow? This isn't self-criticism, it's rational self-improvement. Practical implementation guide. Here's how to start implementing these lessons immediately. Week 1, Perception Training. Practice the alternative interpretation exercise daily. When something bad happens, find 3 different ways to view it. Keep a reframing journal. Week 2, Emotional Regulation. Use the Acknowledge, Investigate, Redirect method. Practice the 2-minute morning preparation. Notice emotions without being controlled by them. Week 3, Control Dichotomy. Do the control audit for every stressful situation. Focus energy only on what you can control. Practice a more fatty for everything else. Week 4, Virtue-Based Living. Make decisions using the 4 virtue filters. Ask what would Marcus Aurelius do in challenging situations. Practice the view from above daily. Week 5, Integration. Combine all practices into a daily routine. Add the evening review. Share these concepts with others. Teaching reinforces learning. Scientific validation. Modern neuroscience and psychology have validated Marcus Aurelius's insights. Cognitive behavioral therapy is based on the same principles of perception training. Emotional regulation techniques reduce cortisol and improve decision-making. Values-based living correlates with higher life satisfaction and resilience. Mindfulness and perspective practices literally change brain structure. Studies show that people who practice Stoic principles report 40% reduction in anxiety, improved relationships, better decision-making under pressure, increased life satisfaction, greater resilience to setbacks. This isn't just ancient philosophy. It's evidence-based mental training. If this video has given you even one insight that could improve your life, I need you to hit that like button right now. Not for me, but for yourself. Because when you acknowledge value, your brain is more likely to retain and apply what you've learned. And here's what I want you to comment below. I choose clarity over chaos. This isn't just a comment. It's a commitment to yourself and a signal to your subconscious mind that you're serious about change. Share this video with someone who needs these tools. We all know people who are struggling with stress, anxiety, or difficult decisions. By sharing this wisdom, you're not just helping them. You're reinforcing your own learning and contributing to a more rational, peaceful world. Subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I'm committed to bringing you the most practical wisdom from history's greatest minds. Every week, I share insights that can transform how you think, feel, and live. And come back next week to share your results. I want to hear how these practices are working in your real life. Your success stories inspire others and create a community of people committed to rational, virtuous living. Remember, you have everything you need to develop unshakable mental clarity. Marcus Aurelius proved that even in the most challenging circumstances, with the right mental tools, you can maintain peace, make wise decisions, and live with purpose. The question isn't whether these principles work. History and science have proven they do. The question is, will you apply them? Your future self is counting on the decision you make right now. Choose clarity. Choose wisdom. Choose the path of the philosopher emperor. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next video where we'll explore how Seneca's letters can help you build unbreakable resilience in just 30 days.